The meaning of enjoyment consists in bringing together the requisites I have taught so that sentient beings may come to enjoyment. The meaning of mistakes consists in errors of conceptualizing, errors of thinking, errors of seeing in regard to the meaning of subjectivity and objectivity, such as imagining what is impermanent to be eternal, errors of conceptualizing, errors of thinking, and errors of seeing, such as imagining suffering to be happiness or defilement to be purity, or imagining the no-self to be a self. The meaning of the absence of mistakes consists in the opposite of the above, whereby one is able to counteract mistakes. One must, however, know their marks to do so. The meaning of defilement is triple, for there are three kinds of defilement in this triple world: the defilement of passion, the defilement of our actions, and the defilement of birth. The meaning of purification consists in the factors of awakening, whereby one is separated from bondage to those three kinds of defilement. These 10 aspects encompass all meaning. Moreover, good son, those bodhisattvas are said to know meaning because they are able to know and understand 5 kinds of meaning, for they know all matters, all meanings, and all causes. They attain the results of perfect knowing, and they understand them. Good son, herein the knowing of all matters consists in knowing that all that is knowable, that is, all aggregates, all internal bases, and all external bases. In like fashion, the universal knowing of all meaning consists in knowing the meanings that must be distinguished as to their varieties, whether conventional meaning or ultimate meaning, whether virtuous or defective, whether about conditions or times, whether about arising, abiding, or passing away, whether about sickness, etc., whether about suffering, its origin, etc., whether about suchness, the reality limit, the reality realm, etc., whether extensive or specific, whether categorical, analytical, oppositional, or dismissive, whether underlying or explicit. The knowing of all such varieties is what is termed knowing all meanings. The knowing of all causes consists in the factors of awakening, which are able to comprehend both of the preceding meanings of all matters and all meanings, that is, the stations of recollection, true severance, etc. The attainment of the result of perfect knowing consists in eternal severance from covetousness, anger, and delusion, that is, discipline and complete severance from covetousness, anger, and delusion. The results attained by monks, and the common and exclusive worldly or transcendent good qualities of word-hearers or Tathagatas, all of which I have explained. The communication of them, that is, the communication of the things above, consists in broadly proclaiming and announcing to others all those liberating wisdoms of the doctrine that one has realized. These 5 meanings encompass all meaning. Moreover, good son, those bodhisattvas are said to know meaning because they know the 4 aspects of meaning: the meaning of the appropriation of thinking, the meaning of experience, the meaning of conscious construction, and the meaning of defilement and purification. Good son, these 4 aspects of meaning encompass all meaning. Moreover, good son, those bodhisattvas are said to know meaning because they know the 3 aspects of meaning: the meaning of expressions, the meaning of meaning, and the meaning of realms. Good son, the meaning of expressions refers to the collection of words, etc. The meaning of meaning is of 10 kinds: the marks of reality, the marks of universal knowing, the marks of final severance, the marks of realization, the marks of cultivation, the marks of the differences between reality and the other 4 items above, the marks of the synergy between support and supported, the marks of the obstacles to universal knowing, the marks of the states harmonious with that of universal knowing, and the marks of the wretchedness of the absence of universal knowing and the advantage of its presence. The meaning of realms is 5-fold: the realm of the surrounding world, the realm of sentient beings, the realm of doctrine, the realm of discipline, and the realm of the methods of discipline. Good son, These three aspects encompass all meaning. The Bodhisattva Maitreya addressed the Buddha and said, World-honored one, what is the difference between meaning known through wisdom gained from hearing doctrine, meaning known through wisdom gained from thinking, and meaning known through wisdom gained from the cultivation of quietude and vision? The Buddha answered the Bodhisattva Maitreya and said, Good son, in the case of wisdom gained from hearing doctrine, bodhisattvas rely upon the literal meaning of a text without really understanding its intent or making it clear. They move toward liberation without being able to realize the meaning that brings about that liberation. In the case of the wisdom gained from thinking, bodhisattvas also rely upon the text, but not just to the letter, for they are able really to understand its intent. But they are not yet able to make that intent clear, and although they turn toward liberation, they are yet unable to realize the meaning that brings about that liberation. In the case of wisdom gained from cultivation, bodhisattvas both rely upon the text and do not rely upon the text. They both follow the letter and do not follow the letter, for they are able really to understand its intent. They make that intent clear by means of images wrought in concentration that conform to the matters to be known. They turn toward liberation well and are able to realize the meaning that brings that liberation about. Good son, these are what are termed the three kinds of differences in knowing meaning. The Bodhisattva Maitreya addressed the Buddha and said, World-honored one, what is the wisdom and what is the insight of all those bodhisattvas who know doctrine and its meaning through their cultivation of quietude and vision? The Buddha answered the Bodhisattva Maitreya and said, Good son, I have already on numerous occasions proclaimed the two differences between wisdom and insight. Nevertheless, I will now summarize the main point for you. Wisdom is that wondrous discernment which occurs through the cultivation of that quietude and vision which take as their object the unified doctrine of the great vehicle. Insight is that wondrous discernment which occurs through the cultivation of that quietude and vision which takes as their object the different doctrines of the great vehicle. The Bodhisattva Maitreya addressed the Buddha and said, World-honored one, when the bodhisattvas cultivate quietude and vision, what images do they abandon? By means of what reflections? The Buddha answered the Bodhisattva Maitreya and said, Good son, because they reflect upon true suchness, they abandon images of doctrine and images of meaning. When they lack anything to be attained in names and name essences, then they no longer pay any regard to the images that support those names and name essences. In such a fashion, they abandon them. As it is with names, so it is with phrases and all kinds of meanings. Even in regard to realms and essence of realms, they lack anything to be attained. And so they no longer pay any regard to their images. In such a fashion, they abandon them. World-honored one, the meaning of suchness thus discerned in that reflection is a meaning carried by an image. Is this image of true suchness also to be abandoned or not? Good son, in the meaning of true suchness which they discern there is no image whatsoever, and nothing to be attained. How then could it be abandoned? Good son, as I have explained it, that meaning of true suchness which they discern dispenses with any kind of image that might carry any meaning. Thus it is not the case that this discernment itself can be replaced with anything else.